Story of David versus Goliath freestyle. Now the Philistines gathered their forces for war and assembled at Soka and Judah. They pitched camp at Ethos Damim between Soka and Azekah. Saul and the Israelites assembled and camped in the valley of Elah and drew up their battle line to meet the Philistines. David was the original rock keeper. The Philistines occupied one hill, and the Israelites another, with the valley between them. Rhythm anthem about David slayed Goliath with a slingshot. A champion named Goliath, who was from Gath, came out of the Philistine camp. It's the eye of the tiger, is the thrill of a fight, rhyme after rhyme after rhyme, never ending all day and all night. Now, a champion named Goliath was from Gath, came out of the Philistine camp. David was the original Rocky Balboa. I said his height was 6 cubits and a span of. He had a bronze helmet on his head and wore a coat of scale armor of bronze weighing 500 shekels. On his legs he wore bronze greaves, and a bronze javelin was slung on his back. His spear shaft was like a weaver's rod, and its iron point weighed 600 skillets, wrapping shallots or shekels, a spittle, a spattle, a razzle dazzle, a shizzle my nizzle. His shield bear went ahead of him, rapping rhythm, another biblical anthem. Goliath stood and shouted to the ranks of Israel, rap battle, rap biblical. Why do you come out and line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine? Rhyme all night, and to the light. And are you not the servants of Saul? Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, he will become your subjects. But if I overcome him and kill him, rhythm, a biblical anthem, you will become our subjects and service. Wrap up a bus. Then the Philistines said, this day I defy the armies of Israel. Give me a man and let us fight each other. Rapper forever, never ender, biblical rapper. On hearing the Philistine words, Saul and all the Israelites were dismayed and terrified. As the eye of the tiger is the thrill of the fight. They were the original Rocky Balboa, spitter, a spatter, a syllable killer, a swing batter. Now David was the son of Ephrathite named Jesse, who was from Bethlehem and Judah. Jesse had 8 sons, and in Saul's time he was very old. Jesse's 3 oldest sons had followed Saul to the war. The firstborn was Eliab, the second was Abinadab, and the third was Shammah. David was the youngest. The 3 oldest followed Saul, but David went back and forth from Saul to tend his father's sheep at Bethlehem. Rap biblical. For 40 days the Philistine came forward every morning and evening and took his stand. Wham, bam, 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 bam. Now Jesse said to his son David, rapping, David means beloved by God. Rap, the rap biblical God. Take this ephah of roasted grain and these 10 loaves of bread for your brothers, and hurry to their camp. Take along these 10 cheeses to the commander of their unit. See how your brothers are doing, and bring back some assurance from them. Rap biblical anthem, rhythm, biblical rhythm, a rap on parable rhythm, a spit on biblical parable, razzle dazzle, a shizzle my nizzle. I'm rapping the Bible, shizzle my nizzle. I'm rapping, hustling the Bible. They are with Saul and all the men of Israel in the valley of Elah, fighting against the Philistines. Early in the morning, David left the flock in the care of a shepherd, loaded up and set out as Jesse had directed. He reached the camp as the army was going out to its battle positions. Rat poison, a shout and the war cry. Israel and the Philistines were drawing up their lines, facing each other. Never ender. It's the eye of the tiger, is the thrill of the fight. Rhyme after rhyme. The keeper of supplies ran to the battle lines and asked his brothers how they were as he was talking with them. Goliath, a Philistine champion from Gath, stepped out from his lines and shouted, bop, 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 how not brown cow shouted his usual defiance. Bop, bop, bop. And David heard a spit rapid word vomit. Whenever the Israelites saw the man, they all fled from him in great fear. Now the Israelites have been saying, do you see how this man keeps coming out? I shout and I pop, stop, never stop running in my mouth. Biblical parable running in my mouth. He comes out to defy Israel. The king will give a great wealth to the man who kills him. Rhythm, biblical rhythm. He will also give him his daughter in marriage and will exempt his family from taxes. Israel, rapping, razzle dazzle, the rap devil, a rap god of the god of rap. David asked the men standing near him what will be done for the man who kills the Philistine and removes this disgrace from Israel. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? I'm the rap god. They repeated to him, the rap biblical God. They repeated to him what they had been saying and told him. It's the eye of the tiger, the thrill of the fight. David's the original Rocky Balboa. David definition biblical means the beloved by God. When Elab, David's oldest brother, heard him speaking with the men, he burned with anger at him and asked, why have you come down here? Atmosphere and biblical atmosphere. Why did you come down here, and with whom did you leave those few sheep in the wilderness? I know how conceited you are and how wicked your heart is. About like a rainbow in the dark, and how wicked is your heart. You came down only to watch the battle. Razzle, dazzle, shizzle, my nizzle, bedazzle. Now, what have I done? Said David. Can't I even speak? Rap, but never endingly. He then turned away to someone else and brought up the same master rapper, the biblical rapper forever. And then the men answered him as before. What David said was overheard. Biblical haven't you heard? And reported to Saul, and Saul sat for him the biblical rhythm. David said to Saul, let no one lose heart on account of Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him. The rap biblical parable anthem. Saul replied, you are not able to go out against this Philistine and fight him. Rap biblical anthem rhythm. You are only a young man, and he has been a warrior from his youth. That's no excuse. But David said to Saul, your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. A shepherd. When a lion or a bear came and carried off the sheep from the flock, I went after it. I struck it and rescued the sheep from its mouth. Run in my mouth. Run in my mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. The uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God, the Lord, who rescued me from the paw of the lion, and the paw of the bear. I do not care. You think of me, I do not care. Will rescue me from the hand of the Philistine. Rhyme never end until the end of time. Saul said to David, go, and the Lord be with you. Then Saul dressed David in his own tunic. He put a coat of armor on him and a bronze helmet on his head, wrapped in a mess. Poppeth my head, rapping the story of David versus Goliath. I said, David fastened on a sword over the tunic and tried walking around. I shot and I popped, running in my mouth, blah, 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 because he was not used to them. Rap biblical parable anthem. I cannot go in these, he said to Saul, because I am not used to them. There's a spit in them. So he took them off. Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand approached the Philistine. Meanwhile, the Philistine with his shield bare in front of him kept coming closer to David, rapping never ending. He looked David over and saw that he was a little more than a boy, glowing, rapping with health and handsome, and he despised him. Rhyme him, spit him, biblical, undoubtable. He said to David, am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? Rhyme never ending, spit this. Come here, he said, and I'll give your flesh to the birds and the wild animals. Rhyme biblical. David said to the Philistine, you come against me with a sword and a spear and javelin. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rhyme after rhyme all day and all night. But I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, rap karate, the God of the armies Israel, whom you have defied. From my rhymes I am revived. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands. Bam, bam, ba, bam, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. Raps in a mess, I'll pop with my head again and again. This very day I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds and the wild animals, Hannibal, biblical, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. Rap, 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 biblical. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves. Rapper, away goes today, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands. Ram, bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam. As the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. David is the original Rocky Balboa. So David reached into his bag and taken out a stone. He slung it and attacked the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead and he fell face down on the ground. Wow, 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 how not brown cow, stupid dumb, and he looked back, but David tumbled face down to the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with a sling and stone. Without a sword in his hand, he struck down the Philistine and killed him. Rap biblical rhythm. David ran and stood over him. He took hold of the Philistine sword and drew it from the sheath after he killed him, spit him, wrapped him, and cut off his head with a sword. The forever biblical rapper, freestyler.